PS3 games. I got a lot of PS3 games. I played a lot of PlayStation 3 in high school. So yeah, all my extra money I got working my part-time job in high school went to PS3. So I have a ton of physical copies. I was like in GameStop all the time when I was younger. So yeah, let's talk about some PS3 games. But first, we gotta make some room here. These are spare rubbers for your headphones. Just some spare rubbers here. One, two, four in here. I thought the plastic was making a good sound. Sounds like they're storming outside too. And of course, this little plastic piece I'm like obsessed with. I mean, this is a smell-proof bag for all your tobacco products. Yeah, it's tobacco. At least that's what we tell the authorities. Enough of that. The remote. This battery's still working. The remote. We got a little remote right here. Yeah, we'll just drag those off the desk, okay? Alright, first game on the top of the stack. There's 20. I got 20 PS3 games, and I think I got like probably 60 more just sitting on that shelf over there. But let's start with the first one, and that is Batman Arkham City. Let's make sure we got this frame right. Great game. Oh, what can I say? It's Arkham. Kevin Conroy has sadly passed away, so these video games are like the last you could hear of Kevin Conroy. And hold on here, I gotta drink some water. Drink my smart water. Drink my smart water. Smart water. Smart water. Smart water. Smart water. Smart water. It's so smart. Let's put that cap back on. Alright. Anyway, alright, back to the games. Batman Arkham City. Great game. Of course, Arkham Asylum started it all, and I remember falling in love with the franchise on Arkham Asylum. And then when you got to play Arkham City, and they gave you this huge open world, Rocksteady really blew it out of the water. You know what I'm saying? Like, single player games. And I just feel like they're more fulfilling, you know. Great combat, great story, great level design. There's nothing more you can really ask for. This is probably peak superhero games is Arkham City. I still love like Arkham Knight, you know. I don't know if we talked about it yet on my PS4 collection, but we'll probably get to it. But yeah, this is Arkham City. Yep, I totally hit the mic. But anyway, Arkham City. Next one on the list is Arkham Asylum, and this is I want to say this is like the collector's edition one. It came with a bonus disc. I don't have the bonus disc anymore, but yeah, I remember when this game was coming out, and I would clown my Xbox friends by saying, "Hey, I get to play as Joker in this game, and you don't." That was fun. We had fun. We had a lot of fun like that. If we can like pull this out here. Finally got it out of the case there, okay. And Arkham Asylum, you know, Rocksteady's first entry into the Batman franchise, was a brilliant game, and this is what comes on the inside here. Dr. P.1, that's the doctor that dies near the end of the game. As you see, it's supposed to come with a bonus, like behind the scenes disc, but I sold that and I kept the game. But yeah, extremely good game. You know, the combat in these games are simple, but the narrative and characters are so good. You just want to keep going. And you know, once you get really good at the combat, you can chain different type of combos together and chain all your gadgets together, and you really feel like Batman while playing it. The level design is probably the thing that surprised me the most about Batman Arkham Asylum. Just how tight the experience is. It still holds up too pretty good. Anybody can go play this game and you're gonna have a great time. The level design is flawless. The backtracking is flawless. Like you don't feel like you're doing busy work. It feels like a natural progression of the game. And, you know, most games when they do backtracking, it just feels like, oh god, I gotta go through this area again. But with this one, you kind of want to go through the areas again. That's very good. Alright. The next one is another Batman one, and that is Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins. And this one does not have Kevin Conroy's Batman. It has I hit the screen. This has Roger Craig Smith playing Batman. Roger Craig Smith playing Batman. And I really like this game. This is WB Montreal that made this one. And for some reason, Rocksteady doesn't like to include it when they, you know, re-release their Arkham games. They like to pretend that Arkham Origins like doesn't exist, which is weird because it's a really solid game. much the whole city of Gotham. It feels a little bigger than Arkham City. The combat is fluid. It feels good. The story is interesting. Of course, it comes back around to the Joker again, but still, Joker's so good that you don't really mind it. And it's essentially the origin of Batman meeting Joker for the first time, which was a cool angle to do. Yeah, I remember when this game first came out, and people were really trying to dog on it. But as the years go by, I think more and more people appreciate how good this game is, and I see more people online asking for a remaster or remake of this game. I would love if they, remastered this for PS5 or something like that. Did that for all the Arkham games. That would be really cool. I feel like they might do that one day. But yeah, I would say the only thing that's kind of wrong with the game that I hope they fix if they ever go back to remaster or remake is the city feels dead. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense why the whole city just feels dead on Christmas, They really should try to add, like, a population to the city, like people walking around, people skating on an ice rink or something like that. Just make it feel more alive, like maybe possibly taxis driving on the road or something like that. Something, because when you fly through this game, you glide through the game, it's just thugs in the street. That's it. If any at all, it feels really dead. But other than that, it's another Arkham game with a cool story. Alright, next one I got here is a greatest hits, and that is Skate 3. Now, Skate was like, the only saving grace after Tony Hawk Pro Skater, right? After that franchise ended, all you had was Skate. And it's a good game, feels like open world-ish, and me and my friends used to play this a lot on co-op and stuff, and I haven't played a Skate game since this game, so it's been a long time. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I used to play all the Tony Hawk games and stuff, but I guess they kind of fell out of style. Nobody likes to play skateboarding games anymore. It feels like, but yeah. Skate 3. Alright. Oh god, I just keep it in everything tonight. I'm gonna do a lot of editing. Next game is the Tomb Raider trilogy. Tomb Raider Legacy, Tomb Raider Anniversary, and Tomb Raider Underworld. Case a little nerdy, but yeah. Tomb Raider games. These are like the games that were from, I think, the PS2 era, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, good games, solid games. If you like Uncharted, you're probably gonna like this. It's very much similar, let's say that. A lot of people say Uncharted copied Tomb Raider, but I like to say they were inspired by Tomb Raider. I love Uncharted, and I love Tomb Raider. I don't know why we just can't love both, and everyone can just be happy. I don't know why that can't just be the case. And, yeah, this is HD. HD is another collection, and that is the Jak and Daxter HD Remastered Collection. I have, this is another Naughty Dog thing, but yeah, I enjoy the Jak and Daxter games a lot. The first one is a very tight linear experience, and then the second one gets more open world, and it just gets bigger from that point on. And I actually appreciate the level design and the tight experience that the first Jak game is. I actually feel like the games get a little worse when they get more open world, because it feels like busy work, right? It feels like you're just running around doing busy work. Dynamic Duo is back. But yeah, it's a Naughty Dog game, and after this they would make Uncharted and they would never look back. A lot of people ask them to make another Jak and Daxter, but I feel like the studio has matured past Jak and Daxter, so there's really no reason to go back and do another Jak and Daxter for Naughty Dog. Maybe they could, source it out to another company. And yeah, good games. Is it my favorite of the mascots? No. My favorite is Ratchet and Clank. And actually, we'll get to Ratchet and Clank one day. I love that franchise. Alright, here's a fun one. Bring back some memories for everybody. And that is Rock Band 2 specifically, but yeah, I think Rock Band 2 is probably like one of my favorites because of the set list they have on here. All the different songs, just a bunch of great songs. Now, we can actually read the songs on the back. They got Bob Dylan, they got Blondie, they got AC/DC, they got Beastie Boys, they got Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters Everlong, that's a big get. That's a big song to get on here, The Who, Talking Heads, Smashing Pumpkins, Rush. There's like tons of good bands on here. Pearl Jam, Guns N' Roses, Linkin Park, Metallica, Nirvana, Offsprings, tons and tons of good bands. Bon Jovi. But yeah, so many memories with this game. I remember going to a friend's house when I was, in 8th grade, 9th grade, something like that. And we had like a sleepover party, and we just played Rock Band like all night. And we would go outside and play with the airsoft guns. But then we would come inside and play Rock Band. And it was fun. It was fun to see how long we could last doing perfect scores and whatnot. Yeah, this franchise used to be huge, turned out to be a fad, People stopped playing these games, but if you can get your hands on the guitar controller, go for it, because it's a lot of fun. And I like how you get to, create your character, you get to dress him up, and you get to, start, your, your tour and your journey to being a rock star and stuff like that. And you start out small in a van, and you just keep leveling up and leveling up. It's cool. Alright, now we're really going back in time here to a very early PlayStation game. I've already showed you some early ones, but this is super early, and it's gotta be my personal favorite Spider-Man game, other than Spider-Man, the new ones on PS4 and PS5, other than the new Spider-Man. Spider-Man Web of Shadows. This has got to be one of the greatest Spider-Man games of all time. Huge open world. Great combat system. And you get a karma system. You get to choose between good and evil as you're playing the game. You get to choose between your Venom side and the hero side, And as you see, it's super old. If you see the PlayStation, the old school Spider-Man font PlayStation. This was one of the earliest games I got with the console, and I remember falling in love with it. And I lots of busy work to do in the game, and it was the first Spider-Man game I ever played that felt truly like a Spider-Man game. Like you're in the Marvel world, and it had every Marvel character. It had Moon Knight in it. It had Wolverine in it. It had I think it had Black Cat in it for some reason. Is that her name? Is it Black Cat or White Cat? You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Venom, and you get to fight the Venom versions of all the heroes and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. And this was before, like, the MCU started with their movies, right? So this was like the only time you got to see like the whole Marvel characters and stuff in one place, interacting with each other in New York City. And you got to see, like, you know, different locations that are just in the Marvel world, you know. But yeah, absolutely love this. Absolutely love this game. I think more and more people are discovering it too. I highly recommend, if you haven't played it, go check it out. It's not gonna feel as good as the Spider-Man games that are on PS4, right? But trust me, you give it a shot, it's gonna be good. Alright, another oldie but goodie that I feel like still holds up, and that's The Force Unleashed. The first one. I have the second one somewhere, but the second one was kind of a disappointment because it was only like 4 or 5 hours long, and everyone was like, what the hell? Because this Star Wars game is about 10 hours long, and then they put out the second one that was like half that length, and like we were like, what were you doing? Like, it wasn't supposed to be DLC, you know? But anyway, I love The Force Unleashed. I love Starkiller. I think it's a great story. Darth Vader's really good in this game. And it takes place before Episode 4 and after Episode 3. So in that time period, which is what like a lot of expanded universe, you know, takes place. Either takes place in between Episode 3 and 4, or it takes place way before Episode 1 or way after Episode 6. But I was a big fan of this game. Obviously, very early game. You can see the old PlayStation logo. And yeah, I feel like we didn't get another game like this until Jedi Fallen Order, which is a fantastic game. I just want to show you the inside of these games because, you know, they don't do this anymore. But all these old games come with manuals. This is something that is not done anymore, you know, cutting costs and stuff. But you know, back in the day when you know, I was a kid, mainly with PS2, when I would go to the store with like my mom or something to get a game, I would want to open the box and look through the manual. That's something like I feel like every kid did. And you got to see like the ads for another game, Fracture. I remember getting this game because of this ad in this manual. I'm like, ooh, that cover looks good, so I'm gonna get that. The game itself, not that good, but the cover was cool, looking cool, you know. So, you know, then you got an ad for Soul Calibur on the back, which had Darth Vader in it. But yeah, that's how we would get games back then. We would see ads and see covers and be like, oh, that's a cool cover, I think I'll get it. The cover of a game used to be like the most important thing. That's how you would get it at Best Buy, right? You would just see a cool cover and you pick it up. But yeah, Force Unleashed, what a great game. Great combat, great level design. Another great single player. And you know, most of the games I've been showing you are single player, except for Rock Band 2 and Skate 3. Those are multiplayer games. And here's another multiplayer one. And that is watch it as much anymore because I'm just not that into it anymore. But there's a lot of good wrestling going right now. There's AEW, there's New Japan Pro Wrestling. I used to watch this stuff like all the time, like WWE. I used to watch that all the time. The era from like 1999 all the way through like 2012. I watched all of it. You know what I'm saying? I watched all that wrestling and tons of great storylines. Tons of great wrestlers came through the years. And I remember CM Punk coming up. And I remember him coming up on Ring of Honor. Way before we got to WWE. And everybody was saying how he was going to be like the next big thing. And he really did become the next big thing. Through like sheer willpower. Because Vince McMahon hated CM Punk. He didn't want him to become popular at all. He didn't have the wrestler physique that that Vince McMahon liked. And that was a real thing. He thought CM Punk was too scrawny to be a champion, to be the face of the company. But yeah, I would play these WWE games all the time. And I would love like going online and downloading the created characters, and people would create identical wrestlers that were like in New Japan or Ring of Honor, and I would add them to the roster, and I would create my own WWE universe with all these creative wrestlers from real life that were created by fans and stuff. I used to love doing that. There's also a co-op, and me and my friends would have a lot of fun playing this. I specifically remember one match that will always stick in my head for like how epic it was. And it was me and my buddy, and we were playing online in a tag team match versus like two random people. And this match went on for 40 minutes, and we were like sweating, and we were going at it. And it was a ladder match, and it was, you had to get the championship from the top of the ladder. And we set up the ladders and stuff, and all our characters were exhausted, and I was Edge, and I think my partner was Randy Orton, because we like Team Rated RKO. Yeah, we set up the ladders, and the opponent was grabbing the briefcase, and they almost had it off, right? A briefcase or belt or whatever, and they almost had it off. Like, you could see the bar, like, telling you when you almost have it, right? And I set up a ladder onto the ladder to make a ramp to go to the top, and I was Edge, and I ran up the ladder, and I speared the dude off last second, and then my partner went up the ladder, and he got the championship, and we won. It was like the most incredible thing ever, and we created it, It felt like a real match too, like we were just going at it. It was awesome. But anyway, yeah, those are some fun memories from that game. Alright, next on the list, if I can get it here, is Brutal Legend, starring Jack Black. This game was awesome. If you haven't played it, go seek it out. Try to play it. It has a unique art style that still holds up. And it's a real-time like strategy game, which was like something that shocked me about it. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all. And Jack Black is so funny in it. I feel like this game has one of the best openings of all time. Like, for the menu, like not the actual game, but like the actual menu is live action, and it's Jack Black, and he's like, "Oh, come with me if you want to see some crazy shit." And he like goes into a vinyl record store, and he pulls out a vinyl record, and it's Brutal Legend, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and I remember that being like the greatest like opening for a game ever. Like, I love that. But yeah, it's a Schaefer game too. He went on to make a bunch of different like little indie games. He's one of the greatest like video game designers of all time, video game directors. awesome game. And you know what's interesting is that I don't think I ever beat this game. I actually got really far. I got near the end. It's like one of the final battles. It's like one of the final boss battle things. And it was just too hard. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out how they wanted me to use my army to take down like this battle thing. And I tried it several times and I just gave up. And I didn't even bother looking online or anything. And and I always wanted to go back and finish it, but I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. I still don't know what the ending of the game is. I know what most of the game is. I know what like 3/4 of the game is, but that last little chunk I just don't know. Maybe one day I'll go back. But as for right now, here's an awesome game. It's called Nino Kuni. 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 Wrath of the White Witch. This is a great game. If you haven't played it, you definitely have to go get it and play it. It's that good. The art style holds up. Level design's good. Combat is just engaging enough, but you really are playing it for the story. And what a story it has. It's gotta be one of the most brutal, like, openings to a game I've ever seen. The first hour of the game had me crying, like full-on tears. Because this kid, you play as this kid, and you're going through this town at the beginning, and it's just a regular town, and they're teaching you tutorial stuff and stuff like that. And then that section ends with your mom dying. His mom dies, and the whole game is about this boy dealing with the grief of losing his mother. That's what the whole story's about. It's tragic, and it's so emotional when you first play it. And his tears are what bring this thing to life, and it takes him to this other world where he has to save this kingdom from the White Witch, And it reminds me of the Never-Ending Story. That movie, it reminds me a lot of that. But it's really just a child dealing with the grief of losing his mother. Super sad game. But so worth it. If you haven't played it, you're missing out. Here's another good game. Another Japanese type game, and it's Catherine. A fun game. It's mainly a puzzle game. You're climbing up these boxes, and you gotta climb it up in a certain pattern, or you won't make it to the top. But yeah, it's this guy, and he dreams that he's like this dude with horns, and in the dream world he could die if he doesn't do it right, And I feel like the meta theme of this game is relationships, ex-girlfriends, stuff like that. And it's an enjoyable game. It's fun. There's some quirky stuff to it. I miss these PS3 games because there's a weight to it, because there's a manual there's a manual in here. There's actual weight to the case. I miss that. But yeah, check it out if you haven't, Catherine. It should be available everywhere. Very fun game. Here's a game I have not beaten because it gets really hard. And it's one of the earliest games for PS3, and it's Folklore. I feel like this was a launch title for the PS3, and it's essentially like a Demon Souls experience before Demon Souls. So it just it's not the most tight experience ever. It's mechanically it doesn't really work that well, but it's just such an interesting world, and it's so unique. And was captivated by the actual like art style of the game and what the setting was, but I never beat it. I actually couldn't really get that far into it because it was really difficult. It was a really difficult game, and it's another game with a huge manual. Like, they went above and beyond with like the artwork and stuff, and look at this manual. Like, all these pages. It's got like 50 pages of stuff you gotta learn. But yeah, that's Folklore. One of the earliest games for PS3. Now remember when PlayStation 3 first came out, it was $600. That didn't stop my parents from getting it for me, But yeah, when this game first came out, not a lot of people played it because not a lot of people had a PS3. So all the launch games for PS3 really got looked over. But yeah. Alright, here we go. Let's do these two at the same time, actually. How about that? And that is Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5, the HD remixes of Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is not my favorite franchise. I just got these because they were cheap, and I'm like, alright, let's get ready for Kingdom Hearts 3 since, everyone's talking about it. And I played them, and I was not really impressed, honestly. I know everybody loves these games, but I'm like, the combat is pretty rudimentary. There's nothing much to it. You just mash square. You mash one button the whole time. And, the Disney characters are interesting. I like going to the different worlds, the different, the different Disney locations and stuff. I like that aspect of it, but it's got this thing about it where it has to be like super Japanese, and I'm like, what? You know what I'm talking about? Well, it's just gotta be super Japanese, super anime about it. But I tried them out. I played them a little bit, and I want to go back and finish them one day, but I'm just not really motivated to do it because I don't know. I just think Kingdom Hearts is not my thing, but they're there. I have them. I always have them, so I can always go back to them. But I don't know, just not feeling it. Dark Souls 2. This is the only Dark Souls game I got. I have Demon Souls somewhere on PS3. And on the console, I have Dark Souls 3, but yeah, Dark Souls 2. I'm not a big fan of the Dark Souls series. I actually think these games are intentionally hard for no reason. Because what could easily make them not hard is putting a checkpoint system. If they put a checkpoint system in this game that made sense, it wouldn't be hard at all. I hate the fact that you have to go through a whole level when you die, When you die, you gotta do the whole level again and all the same enemies come back. I hate that so much. Like, it's so time consuming. And just like, it's already gonna take me 20 hours plus to beat the game. Now we gotta double that time because I'm dying, it gets frustrating like that. And I'm like, this could be easily rectified if you had a checkpoint system. Like, if I got to a boss, let me just keep doing the boss over and over, Don't make me go through the whole level again to get to the boss. That stuff never made sense to me. And I'm yet to play Elden Ring, and I want to get Elden Ring because I hear a lot of good things. I actually hear that they streamlined it a little bit and actually made it a little bit more user-friendly, Elden Ring, so I'm interested in that. Alright, we have a few more games here. Oh, I didn't take the stickers off this one. And that's F.E.A.R. First Encounter a mechanics are so rough that nothing really scares you in the game because it just looks so bad. And the shooting mechanics are just not that good. As you see, I picked it up for $4, actually $5, years ago. Years ago. I forget what year I picked this up. But yeah, it's a fun one. Good little horror shooter. If you like Dead Space, you probably like F.E.A.R. But this is a game they gotta go back and remaster, remake, because they might have already remade it. I don't know. I want to say they announced a remake. I don't know, but yeah, this game is in desperate need of some kind of remake or remaster because it really is a good game. It's scary. There are scary moments, but yeah, playing it today, it's not really. Okay. Got a couple more. You know what? We'll end it with that one, actually. And we'll do this one next. And that is Dead Island. The greatest hits. Oh. Now, a game gets the greatest hits because it sold a lot of copies. And it's not because it's a great game. It's because it sold millions of copies. And Dead Island definitely sold millions of copies. Mainly because the trailer for the game was that good. It was that good. Everybody cried during the trailer. They thought the game was going to be more of this more cinematic, emotional experience, but it wasn't. It's just an open world with zombies, and you have to craft weapons, and you gotta go through the island, and it's like a Far Cry with zombies, really. That's it. And people were really let down by that, but as the years go by, once again, people come back to this game and they're like, wait a minute, this game was actually pretty good. You get to do a lot of different things in it, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I remember first getting it and being one of those people that was disappointed, so I put it down, and then a few years later, I picked it up again, and I'm like, I just need a game to play, so I started playing it, and I couldn't stop playing it. I went through the whole island, and I just really enjoyed killing zombies, crafting weapons. It was really enjoyable. I had no problem with it, and, the game doesn't last like 80 hours either. I think it's like a 20-hour game, and, yeah, I feel like it doesn't waste your time. Oh, we got some dust. That's how long ago. Actually replayed Dead Island on PS4. The PS4, remasters. I played those. Those are really good. I recommend the remasters for sure. And I'm excited for the new Dead Island. There's gonna be another one. Finally. And the last game is a very special game. It's very dear to my heart. It's one of those games that totally immersed me when I played it, and that is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. The second one. The first one's good, but I feel like this one totally nails it, And you play a SWAT team, and you get to command your SWAT team as you go through Vegas, taking out terrorists and stuff like that. It's fantastic. I never played a game where you get to command your unit to do specific things, And there's another game called Brother in Arms that does that too. And that game's also fantastic. But yeah, I just remember playing this game and being totally immersed. I couldn't get out of this world. I just wanted to be a SWAT so bad. You know what I'm saying? The satisfying feeling when you set up your unit and you take out a whole room in seconds. You do a lot of planning, right? Before you actually go into the room. In a second, you go into the room and take everybody out. It's the most satisfying thing ever. To know you set it up right. And it is a co-op game. But I mainly played this off shooting mechanics don't hold up, but just the actual fundamentals of the game, the going through it, using your squad to take out a room, that stuff is so satisfying. I wish people, could experience that the way I did when I first played it. Like, I would play this game for hours and hours and days, doing the same levels over and over and over, just trying to be perfect and get it perfect and like take everybody out with like no hesitation. Like, it was great. It was one of those early games I got too with the console that really held me over. I was a big PS3 guy. I had the console from the first year it came out. The big bulky PS3. I had that. It actually died on me like about 7 years later, and I had to get like another PS3. But yeah, that's it. That's 20 PS3 games right there. I got many more. It'll take a while to go through that collection too. It's similar to my Blu-ray collection. I also got DVDs we can go through, and I still got more PS4 games to go through. And I got PS2 games too, but the sad thing about the PS2 games is that I only have like a small stack of them, because back in the day I gave away like probably 100 PS2 games. It was like, it had to have been close to that. It was like maybe 60, maybe like 50 or 60, maybe not 100. I gave away like 50 or 60 of those games to GameStop. It was the dumbest thing I ever did in my life. I regret it to this day, because GameStop, they didn't really give me much money for it. And you know what GameStop did with those games anyway? They punched holes in the discs and threw them in the trash. That's what GameStop did with all your old games that they bought from you. They just threw them away, which is the dumbest thing in the world, because, they could have kept them. A lot of that stuff is really valuable now because they don't make any copies of PS2 games anymore. So, I don't know why GameStop thought it was a good idea to just throw them away. But anyway, that's the PS3 stack for now. Hope you all are sleeping right now. I know my voice is a little rough sometimes because I talk a lot during the day and it just gets dried out. I'm trying to drink water and stuff, but I don't know. It's like I sound like a smoker sometimes in these videos. And yeah, I do smoke a lot of weed, but But anyway, that's it for now. There'll be many more PS3 games, so stay tuned. And we're gonna keep it up. Have a happy New Year's, guys. My next video might be after New Year's, because New Year's Eve there's parties and stuff like that. And New Year's Day is like the recovery day, so this will probably be the last video till after New Year's. So enjoy. I notice people are subscribing every day, so let's keep that up. Thank you all for subscribing and watching the videos and leaving the likes and comments. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye for now. It's dusty fingertips. I haven't touched those games.